Hi, my name is Stephanie Miller, and I am the new women's basketball coach at Goshen College. I'm excited to be here, and I've been doing a lot of coaching over the past 12 years before I got here, and now I'm taking on a new adventure with the girls and within this program. I went to MSU, and I'm a '97 grad where I was in secondary education. So for 12 years I've been teaching at Montrose High School, where I taught biology and anatomy, physiology, and a little bit of literature. And for them I coached 12 years of varsity basketball for their girls basketball program and 5 years of softball for the women's softball program. Throughout those 12 years I've also been a club AAU coach, so for two different programs, one in the Lansing area and one in the Flint area. Back in the 90s I was coaching for Capital City Express, and I won 2 championships for Capital City Express, state championships, and 4 national qualifications for the national tournament. And probably my most exciting moment in AAU was taking the 1998 Michigan Spartans to the national championship game. Also a camp director for McCracken basketball camp, so for the last 20 years I've been in charge of the women's program and do a lot of summer camps with players and staff. And a lot of people that I've built some wonderful relationships over the years. So I'm very excited to be here and get started as the new women's basketball coach for Goshen. My philosophy as a basketball coach is that basketball itself, like all other sports, is a means by which to teach kids how to be successful in life. So in general, you're learning lessons on the court and you're teaching kids how to shoot jump shots or how to be a better ball handler or how to execute an offense. But the reality of it is, what we want to build as an end product is a lot different than just a basketball player. It's more of a character person. So what it looks like to me is basketball acting as like a dress rehearsal for life. So what I want kids to get when they come in is basketball skills and basketball experience, but what I want them to come out with is a whole different set of standards on who they want to be as a person. So for example, you might learn how to handle a pressure shot, or you might learn how to do a better job in the clutch. But it's also a little bit more about what will you do in the weight room by yourself when no one else is watching. Lessons on discipline, self-motivation, lessons on how to form a team with unity and build good quality relationships between players and the staff. And the end product is a person of character. So even though basketball is the means by which to do that, I'm very honored to be able to watch the development of people every day, not just the development of basketball players. So at the end of the day, when a kid leaves Goshen, what I want them to look like is a young woman who has a 4-year degree at a prestigious college. Number 2, a young woman of character who can go out and be a quality servant leader in our community. And number 3, a young woman who understands that despite wins and losses and the basketball on-court stuff, they recognize that the power of what they have done is really more in the journey and not just in the actual basketball itself. One of the things I think it takes to be successful as a coach is to really have a great supportive staff, and I'm really blessed to have not only a talented staff as players and skill-wise, but also as coaches. So I'm very excited about my new staff. The first person that I brought down with me from Michigan, her name is Lakeisha Freeman. She was a graduate of Arthur Hill High School in Saginaw, Michigan, where she was an outstanding player. She was number 4 in the running for Miss Basketball in 1996, and then went on to play basketball at Purdue University, where she had a great 4-year career. She was lucky enough to win 2 Big Ten championships and also hit a game-winning shot to help Purdue win the Big Ten championship as well. She comes to us with a lot of knowledge and a lot of ability, so daily she's able to push my players, works well with our posts, actually works on moves with our guards as well, and we're just really excited to have her every day. The next is Cammie Hilliker, and she is a graduate of Coopersville in Michigan, where she was an outstanding high school athlete and then went on in the Grand Rapids area to play for Grand Rapids Community College for 2 years. She was a real sharp shooter there and one of the top 3-point shooters in their history, and went on to Grace College, where she was a business major and actually got a job in business working for Depew, Johnson & Johnson, which is an orthopedics company. She's a forecast analyst and then comes to us after work to do the coaching job that she does. She was a great player at Grace, and again, I'm blessed with these 2 coaches to be able to play my athletes on a daily basis and teach them a lot about the college game as the athletes that they are. So both Cammie and Lakeisha will do a wonderful job with recruiting. They will also have a role in film analysis and practice scheduling and planning and just game management. So I look forward to what those two bring to our staff. I'm also lucky enough to have two volunteer assistants, and I'm very appreciative of that. The first one is Cassie Greaves, and she has been a Goshen athlete for the last 4 years, a three-sport athlete here who's just finishing up her volleyball career this year. An outstanding basketball player here, actually a record holder, one of the top rebounders, actually the top rebounder in Goshen history, second in scoring. She is an elementary education major in physical education, and right now she's doing her student teaching right down the road at Parkside Elementary. We look forward to her working with our post players and banging around with those kids, toughening them up over the year. Finally, we actually are lucky enough to have another volunteer. His name is Stacy Hamill, and he is our strength and conditioning coach. He does a fantastic job working in the weight room with our kids and getting them prepared physically to play the game. He has a great past in terms of training, and he also has been in bodybuilding and things over the years. And it really shows because our kids are getting stronger and faster daily, so we're lucky to have him.